prime objective, hi Philip. Our prime objective is to experience some thoughtless awareness. So thoughtless awareness, that's where Sahaja Yoga starts. So getting that small moment where we're not thinking, and this is a controversial thing, that thinking is not a popular thing, that it's not our whole world. There's actually existence beyond our thinking. So that's actually the theme of tonight, which is perception and truth. So we've got a talk of the founder of Sahaja Yoga, Shri Mataji, Devi, who you will have seen on screen already. And she's going to talk about it in a lot more lovely detail. But just to get us on our meditative trail, maybe Chaitanya, you'd like to tell everyone a little bit about our realm of perception, where we're in the future, in the past, and where all the wonderful things that happen, our evolution, our breathing, happens in the present, in the central channel. Maybe you want to explain a little bit what that is. So we've got this lovely chart here that hopefully you can see a little bit of.
Yeah.
Maybe you can just explain what's in us.
So obviously we have to live, and to live we have to do certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And to do that, we have to be aware of them.
Yeah.
So our eyes see what our senses can kind of interact with the world. And from there, we react. We kind of create a reaction of hunger or fear or other things. And so then we start to think about these reactions and try to place them into rows. And then when we look at these, we're thinking, okay, in the past, how were these? What did I think about them then? How did I react then? And then in the future, how do I go forward? How do I plan? And so our self, our perception is constantly being dragged between the past reactions and the future reactions. And it's just going back and forth as we try to kind of navigate.
And in the normal course of events, is it possible to be in the present moment?
Well, only if you try. If you don't do anything, you can't.
But even if you try,
yeah.
unless you've got an added dimension to your perception, is it not possible to be in the present? Would you say?
That's true. That's true.
And that added dimension is that connection above our thinking. Yeah. So we've got to get out of our minds in order to perceive the present.
There has to be like an end to the reactions.
Yeah.
Unconscious reactions. Yeah.
So that we're seeing what's going on, or reminiscing on what's going on, or imagining what's going to go on, but we're rejecting those perceptions and trying to just perceive the now, right now.
Yeah.
And the lovely thing about Sahaja Yoga is that we can get into that nowness by a way of connecting with our feelings, our central nowness, by awakening an energy that we've all got within us. Like everybody has that energy, and it's called in Sahaja Yoga is our Kundalini energy. And it's this coiled energy that sits at the base of our spine. And for those of you who've been regularly attending, as we practice daily, raising our Kundalini energy, we go into the perception of the present more strongly. And we go back to the start of Sahaja Yoga meditation is to be thoughtless and in the present. And maybe it's a good idea to actually get everyone connected to that energy of themselves. And you might say, how do we do that, Chaitanya? How do we get connected to that energy of ourselves?
It's kind of just bringing energy up to the mind and then just kind of like appreciating it, like meditating on it, I suppose is the word.
And it's the amazing thing is that just by the wanting of it and literally asking of it, you can awaken that energy. And that's the door of your perception of now. So to come back from the future and come back from the past to the present is an asking, and us all together asking and feeling the vibrations. So then it's that feeling word again. So we want to feel that state of not thinking. So it's in our brain, but it's out of our mind.
Yeah, because the brain it's a physical part of us.
Yeah.
So if we connect to the brain and kind of relax the mind, we're kind of all aligned, calm.
So in getting that connection and feeling that perception is where we know whether what we're saying is true or not. So the proof of the pudding is in the eating of it.
Yes.
So shall we do that, which is called self-realization, which is awakening that energy. So whether you've done it before or this is a totally new random thing you're doing, it's all beneficial in the same process you go through, which is simply taking your attention inside and asking for your own mothering energy that we all have to awaken and take us beyond the mind, so the upper part of our brain, so to speak.
Yeah. So
Chaitanya, would you like to just lead us through that process of taking our attention inside and
yeah,
asking for our energy to be awakened?
Sure. It's a very simple process.
Mm-hmm.
It's just it's a series of movements and just, I think the words affirmations,
Mm-hmm.
and we'll just cycle through those until you get to the highest state, and then just kind of meditate on that state. All right, so bear with us, everyone. Just follow Chaitanya's instructions and we'll try to get to that happy place. So just place your feet on the ground and put your hands on just above your knees. Mm-hmm. You'll just use your right hand to just place it at certain parts of the body and just say, just these affirmations in your head or out loud, whichever one's good. Mm-hmm. Whatever you tell us, we'll do. So the first one is just on the left side of the chest, the left heart. And you can close your eyes and just say, am I the pure spirit? So you just ask yourself that a few times. Am I the pure spirit? Until you can kind of feel that you want to be that. And then when you feel ready, just place your hand a bit below, just under the ribs, on the left side of the stomach. And then just say, am I my own master or own teacher or own guru? And just say it a few more times and focus on the words. Just, am I my own master? And then place your hand down where the leg kind of meets the torso and say, please give me the pure knowledge. So talking to this spirit, the Kundalini, please give me the pure knowledge. Then raise it up back to the left side of the stomach, just under the ribs, and say, I am my own master, or teacher, or guru. So now that you have control of the spirit, you are your own master. Then raise it back up to the heart, the left side of the heart, and say, I am the pure spirit. So with all of these, you're confirming that the spirit is kind of residing in all these places. So, I am the pure spirit. Then place your hand on the left side of the neck and just tilt your head just a little bit to the right and say, I am not guilty. And just say that a few more times. I am not guilty. And then place your hand on your forehead and just drop your head a little bit so that your head is kind of resting in your right hand. And here say, I forgive everyone and also forgive myself. Then tilt your head back and just place your right hand on the back of your head. And here say, if I have done anything wrong, then please forgive me. So if I have done anything wrong, then please forgive me. Then place your right hand on the top of the head, so on the crown. Press it down a little bit and raise your fingers. And here just say, please give me my self-realization, or please give me my self-actualization. And just focus your attention on the part where your hand meets the head. But don't think about it, just watch it. And you can rotate your hands in slow circles around. Then when you feel ready, just raise it slightly above your head and see if you can feel anything in the space between the hand and your head. Just keeping your attention still on that space, just place your hand back on the lap and just meditate on that silent moment on the space just above your head. And if your attention kind of wavers a bit, if you start focusing again on the past or the future, just say, not now, not right now, just focus on the present, on that moment of silence, on the air between your head and where your hand was, and just place your attention there. And when you feel ready, you can open your eyes and kind of enjoy that moment where you've been in the present.
That was nice, Chaitanya. It's feeling nice. Hope you're all feeling very nice. We'll continue that and practice making that space between the thoughts a little bit bigger. And until then, we've got a lovely video with Shri Mataji explaining about truth and perception in a wonderful way she does. So let's listen to that video and then we'll continue our meditation after that and go a little bit deeper in that. So maybe Vara, you can play the video for us. And don't forget also, if you have any questions in your mind, at the end we can chat about anything you want to know about. Obviously, if you're on Zoom, but if you're on YouTube, it's a little bit more difficult. Join us on Zoom if you have any questions, if you're on YouTube. But let's listen to this video now.
I bow to all the seekers of truth. At the very outset, you have to know that truth is what it is. We cannot change it, we cannot transform it, and we cannot conceptualize it. Also, unfortunately, at this human awareness, we cannot feel the truth. So something has to be done, something has to work out in our human awareness, in the evolutionary process. We have become human beings from amoeba. How did we become? And if we are human beings, have we reached the absolute state? We have not. If we had reached the absolute state, then there would have been no problems. Because everybody would have seen the same thing, would have understood the same thing, and felt the same thing. But because we are living in a relative world, we have all these problems. As it is, most of the problems are created by human beings. If you see ecological problems, if you see economic problems, political problems, physical problems, mental problems, family problems, all of them are related to human beings. So we have gone wrong somewhere. There's something that's a missing point which we have not realized. The advancements we have made in our civilization, say in science, has reached such a stage that we had to create an atom bomb, hydrogen bomb. So all these mental efforts we have put in also boomerang on us and create our destruction. In every way, we get frustrated. And we start seeking, what's the matter? Then we turn to religion, and we find in religion also, it's just words, words and words. Whatever is written in the Bible, same about written in Quran if you read it, or Dhammapad or Gita, everywhere is about just the same. There's not much of a change. But still, you may follow any religion, so-called following, I would say. Still, a human being belonging to any religion can commit any sin. Any sin. There's no binding force on him of that religion. Why is it all these great religions which were created by great incarnations and great prophets have taken such a deviated path, and why we have not been able to achieve whatever they have promised to us? What is the reason why we could not achieve that? What has gone wrong? If you read Quran, you'll be amazed. The description of what was the vision of Muhammad Sahib is far away from the Muslims as they are. Same about Christians, we can say. When Christ has said, "Thou shalt not have adulterous eyes," difficult to find Christians who don't have. In this way, we have to realize on one side, whatever mental efforts we are putting, or on the other side, whatever physical or emotional efforts we are putting, have come back to us destroying us. We can see the result very clearly. Why all these problems are there? Still we adhere to something which is not reality. We go on clinging to it because perhaps we are born like that, perhaps we think that that's we have done now all our lives, so why give up? And the forefathers have done the same, you are doing the same. But now a new category of very honest people are there in this world who are seeking beyond. William Blake has called them men of God. Those who will seek the truth, and they will make other people also godly. That's the time has come, this resurrection time has come, we should say, or this is the last judgment. This last judgment is going to be done by this Kundalini, the power within you. This is your own power, which has to be awakened. And once it is awakened, it passes through these centers as told to you and lets you know that these are your problems. These are the problems of your chakras. They may be physical, they be emotional, could be also spiritual. And once you know these problems, and if you know how to solve these problems, you can be a very normal, sensible, balanced personality. That's not the only thing that happens when you get your self-realization. Firstly, what happens to you is that when the Kundalini passes through your Agya Chakra, then you become thoughtlessly aware. If you see all the sciences they have created after religion, about religion, the talks and the whole thing is just mental. It's not inside, it's not innate, built within. So one thought rises, another thought falls, another thought rises and falls down. Some come from the future, some come from the past. And we are jumping on the cusp of these thoughts. But if you say, no, this is the present, stop your mind at this stop point, which is the present. You can't. You just can't do it. Between these thoughts, there is a gap. This gap is the present, but it's so small that you cannot find it. But when the Kundalini passes through this center, then these two institutions, as you see them, the conditioning and the ego, are just sucked in. As a result, you become thoughtlessly aware. Means there is no thought. but you are absolutely aware, very much more aware. For example, if you look at this beautiful hall without thoughtless awareness, with the thoughtless awareness, then the whole picture becomes like a photo in your mind. Whole thing is stored up into every detail so clearly. Because present is the truth. Past is finished and future doesn't exist. So to come to the present, you have to have this new awareness called as thoughtless awareness. But when she crosses over and pierces through your fontanelle bone area, which is the actualization of your baptism. Just people talk of baptism, come along, I'll baptize you. It's not possible that way. It's just an artificial ritual. Try to understand. This is not going to render that actual happening within you, which is going to make you grow spiritually. So the actualization of baptism takes place, and you can feel also from your fontanelle bone area a kind of a cool breeze of the Holy Ghost coming in. You feel extremely relaxed. Secondly, that you jump into another higher awareness, which we call as collective consciousness. This means that not only that you can feel your own centers on your fingertips, because these cool vibrations, you can call them, start flowing through your own hands. You can feel them. But also you get the information about others as well as about yourself on these fingertips. Automatically, you become like a person who is a computer. It starts working in such a wonderful manner that you can find out about any disease, any trouble, without going through all the diagnosis or anything. And if you know how to cure these troubles physically, mentally, you can definitely cure yourself and also others if you have reached that state and have permanently achieved it. This is what has to happen to us. All of us have to achieve that state, which is your right to achieve it. Sahaja means with you is born. This yoga means the union with this all-pervading power of God's love. It exists or not, we have never bothered to find out. We see these beautiful flowers, very beautiful flowers and everything around. When I came from Sydney, I saw the beauty. The nature had just spread for the pleasure of human beings. We never even think how it has happened. What has worked it out, all these living things? We don't even think how this eye of ours is such a beautiful camera, how it has been made. How is it, this brain, which is such a great computer, how is it made? Who has made it? They may say it is autonomous, but who is this auto? We have never tried to find out that there is this all-pervading power of God's love, which has done all this living work. And now for us it is to feel that that is the yoga, is the union with that divine. It's not physical, it's not mental, but it is spiritual, where you start first time feeling this all-pervading power. Then only you have to know how to use this power which flows through you. But it moves very slowly. And people, you see, this is not a plastic work that you can go on producing many, and we don't have any organization as such. We do not organize people, and we do not take any money at all. You cannot. Because how much can you pay for this divine work? How much do we pay to Mother Earth? For she gives us all these beautiful flowers. She doesn't understand money. So you cannot pay for it. But there are many, many organizations afloat which are taking money, which are giving you mental feed, and people run after them. They like to go on working out that yarn that they have spun for you. One has to go beyond this mind to feel the spirituality. With this mind, that is human mind, you cannot understand. You have to have divine mind. But once you get your realization, your mind also gets enlightened. And when your mind is enlightened, you can perceive, penetrate into every situation in such a deeper manner, and the way you can improve it, I can tell you a simple analogy to understand it. Supposing you are standing in the sea, and the sea is rough, you are afraid of the waves, very much afraid. But supposing somebody puts you on the boat, and then you can see those waves and enjoy them. But supposing you learn how to swim, then you can jump in and save them. It is not any brainwashing or any sort of a bombardment of words, but it is something that happens to you. You become something. As you have become human being, you become realized soul as a result of this last breakthrough of your evolution. This is happening everywhere, no doubt. And it's working out very well in, I think they told me 62 countries, but at least I know of definitely of 52 countries where there we have got very strong centers where it is working out. Now whatever we are telling you here, you need not accept blindfolded. Blind faith is of no use. First of all, you must experience. Just like a hypothesis, I am putting this before you. But you should have an open mind of a scientist. Just open your mind and see for yourself it works. If it works, then you have to accept. If you are honest, you have to accept. If it doesn't work, if it works with many, why not try and work it out? Most of the people do get their realization. I have seen it. It's a wonderful thing that is happening, that masses of people can get realization. Depends on also certain places, like Russia. I was amazed, where they have not heard the name of God, they have never heard the name of Christ, they were not allowed to read Bible or any book, they had no religion at all. They believed in no religion. Where thousands and thousands come to my program and they all get their realization. In a small place called Talyati, there are 22,000 Sahajogis practicing Sahaja. Can you imagine? I was so amazed. Same about Bulgaria, Romania, Hungary, Poland. I was amazed how these people, Czechoslovakia, how they have taken to Sahaja Yoga so fast, just like fish to water. How they realized it. And nobody else, all these false people could not go there, nothing could work out. Only thing that has really worked out there is something that is genuine, that is Sahaja Yoga. One has to realize that as we are not in the absolute state, we have to reach to the absolute state. That desire should be there. If that desire is there, it works out without any difficulty. It is your own power which manifests, and gradually you can manifest them in such a way that you can do so many things like giving realization to others, curing others, and also enjoying it. Because when the attention is filled with the light of the Spirit, it fills you up with complete joy. And joy has not two sides like happiness and unhappiness. It's singular, it's absolute. And you are, then they say, they are swimming in the ocean of joy. So beautiful it is. This new race, we can call it, the new society, is already formed. It's there. They are angel-like people, beautiful. I never tell them, don't drink, don't smoke, don't take drugs, nothing of the kind. I don't tell them. It just automatically drops out. Because in the light, they see the ignorance that they had, they see the darkness, and they just drop out. We don't have to tell them anything, not to brainwash them or anything. It just works automatically. You don't have to follow any kind of a fundamental truths or things, nothing of the kind. You just know this is fundamental because you have got the light within you. Then they see the goodness, then they see the oneness of all the religions. So if you know the oneness of all religions, why will you be fundamentalist? If you belong to one organization or to another church or to another religion, then you fight. When you get into compartments like this, then only you fight. Everybody thinks we are the chosen ones. That's how we have this fundamentalism now knocking at our doors. So to get rid of it, the best thing is, first of all, you have to become an universal being. And this spirit is the universal being. Once you become the universal being, then you'll be surprised to see that all these differences you saw because of complete ignorance. For example, there is light, you can see each other here. But supposing there's complete pitch darkness, you don't know who is sitting here, who is right, who is left. You don't know how to walk. You may trample over people, you may just get frightened, you may run helter-skelter. But if there is light, you see things so clearly. In the same way, Sahaja Yoga works. First, some people get not all the light, I should say, but they do get a little light, the glimmer of light. And then it starts expanding. And when it expands, you'll be amazed how things work out. Also, I've seen people after coming to Sahaja Yoga, they become extremely intelligent, absorbent, and a kind of a very dynamic personality comes in them. Now you have seen these Australians singing Sanskrit song. I mean, imagine, Sanskrit, even these English lived in India for 300 years. They couldn't learn one sentence of Hindi language, leave alone Sanskrit. But the way they sing with such clarity, even the Indians are surprised at how they are singing our songs in Sanskrit language. It's an impossibility. We cannot think of a Western person singing like this, with all the rhythm and the melody and all that. And in no time they pick up. There are artists and artists who have now got world fame in India after coming to Sahaja Yoga. We have got here also some artists who were painters, have got a good name for themselves. Everything changes. You become on top of the world, but you don't become competitive. You start enjoying each other. Such a brotherhood, such love, such friendship, that you become one drop becoming an ocean, macrocosm becoming the macrocosm. We talk of all these things, but we have never achieved it. Now the time has come for us to achieve all this. In this one lecture, I know I can't talk much. Last year also I was here, and Lord Mayor was here also to grace the occasion. I found him to be a remarkable person, the way he got his realization. You are especially blessed people, I think, Newcastle, with this beautiful lake here and beautiful surroundings. And I hope that Sahaja Yoga will work out here very well. Gradually, it will take its roots and you can have a real good center in Newcastle. May God bless you all.
And our light within us, our present moment. Try to feel that thoughtless awareness. Can you just close your eyes and focus on your breath? Let's just drop our right hand down towards the earth. Our left hand is on our lap. We're just going to ask our Mother Kundalini to clear our left side, to take out any unhelpful memories of the past. So just asking from your heart, Mother Kundalini, please clear my left side. Anything from my past that is unhelpful, please clear it away. And let's ask our Mother Kundalini to clear our right side. So bringing the right hand on your lap, open on your lap, just bending the left hand, the palms facing behind you, fingertips to the sky. Keep it in a comfortable way. And asking Mother Kundalini, please clear away all my thoughts of the future and bring me into the present moment. Please take away all the heat from any overactivity. And then bringing both hands on your lap now, just with your right hand in a little cup shape. Through the central channel, we can raise that little cup up to the top of our head, just touching on the top chakra there. Do it two more times. Raising up our little cupped hand, encouraging more of our Kundalini energy to rise up. And then just keeping our hand on the top of our head as we did before with Chaitanya, making a circle, clockwise circle on the top of our head. We're asking Mother Kundalini, please let me be part of the universal being. Please let me feel the thoughtless awareness. And just taking our hand on our heart, the right hand on our heart, on the left-hand side, we can just make that affirmation that I am the pure spirit. Mother Kundalini, let me feel the peace and the joy of my spirit. We can drop our forehead into our right palm now. So we're resting our forehead in the right palm. And we're asking Mother Kundalini, please absorb all the heat and over-emotionalism of my left side and my right side, and let me feel thoughtlessly aware. Let me forgive all the thoughts. I forgive. So anytime a thought comes, just forgive the thought. I forgive. And let it float away. So now just bring your head up again, hands on the lap. Keeping attention back on the top of your head. In a few minutes, we'll play a little bit of music to help keep our attention. A little bit of flute music Vara might play for us. So on the in-breath, Kundalini is rising up. On the out-breath, it's flowing through the top of our head. With you all, thank you. We'll finish our meditation by raising our Kundalini and putting ourselves into Bandhan, which many of you will have already had done, but for those of you who this might be new to, so we're using our hands. Our left hand of desire is raising up through our central channel, and our right hand of action is winding over that left hand. So we're going to do it 3 times. So our attention's on that left hand of pure desire up to the top chakra and tying a knot. So 1 knot for the first time. So for our second channel of perception, we're winding over that left hand and 2 knots. And the third channel, Right hand's busy winding itself over that left hand, and 3 knots. So we really want to express our desire to keep our attention up at the Sahasrara. And now we've got these lovely vibrations flowing. We're going to use those to protect ourselves. And in fact, we have 7 chakras and we're going to do it 7 times. And what we're doing is our right hand will start from the left side. We'll go over to the right side and back to the left side. So that's 1. And we'll do 2 for the second chakra, etc. 3, 4, 5, 6th center at the Agya, and the 7th center on top of our head, with the 1,000 nerves. And you should feel an increase in the vibrations in your hands, even just doing that. So that's how you start and end your meditation. So you're obviously going to practice during the week and then join us again for a collective meditation. So it's always very nice to meditate together, but it's also good to have your own meditation at home as well. So hope you get a chance to practice. So do give us some feedback on the chat if you would like to. And as I mentioned before, if you have any questions, Chaitanya would love to answer them. No, everyone here will be happy to answer your questions and also hear your feedback. But thank you for joining us. Got any questions for us, Farah?
I was just wondering, when we haven't done the session for a while, so the tech wasn't.
Yeah, apologies for
No, that's not that's not what I was getting at. Like when we were figuring it out, I did feel that we're fairly balanced, so we're just figuring it out as we went rather than getting freaked out. How I see at work in different places where something doesn't work, people just really lose it.
Yeah.
Maybe you want to.
At 2 minutes before 6, we we had a bit of a technical blackout. But, I guess in general, we kept fairly calm. Might have been mild panic in the back of my mind, but I won't admit to that.
Did you think meditation helped in that?
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. So it's not thinking of the future and how it's going to be when you see it back, and it's got all these crazy hiccups in it, and not also worrying about the past, what you did. Why did I do that? I messed it up. So it definitely helps in that way. Would you
I'd say so. Yeah.
Chaitanya?
All right.
Well, thank you all for joining once again, and look forward to seeing you next time. So good night from us.
Thank you.
And thank you, Vara, for your technical expertise. Much appreciated. And for your vibrations, Philip. So nice you could be with us. Oh. Hobart. Welcome. Shivani from Hobart. Phone from, I think we know who iPhone is.
Okay.
Hello, iPhone. Thanks for joining. Well, depends which iPhone. No. All right. Good night. Thank you for joining, and see you next time.